Alrighty, welcome back to more Trailmakers, and today I'm going to be showing you the Pfalz D III, a World War I German aircraft. Now, I actually did have a version of this, but due to save files corrupting after the game crashed, since apparently this has only happened to me on PlayStation, but whenever the game crashes, I just found out now, it doesn't actually matter if the game's installed on extended storage. But, yeah, your save files can be corrupted when the game crashes sometimes. So, yeah, but not having it on extended storage does help. But yeah, this thing I'd say goes pretty much its realistic speed. It's not supposed to be fast, it's World War I plane. So, yeah. Also, I used, pistons to have a nice aligned, one block wide, tail fin, so that way everything just looks nice and clean. So yeah, we have that. So yeah, a bit of a side profile here, that if we go in the cockpit view, you can just narrowly see down the guns. Which I think actually for combat reasons, I feel like disabling the reticles would be nice. Well, at least for first person. Then you have an altitude meter right there. So yeah, I didn't go with a red paint scheme, mainly because I feel like that's way too... It feels way too basic. It feels way too... It feels way too, like, oh yeah, when you think of World War I, you think of the Red Baron. So I kind of went with a gray tone sort of paint scheme, which I don't think would have been accurate, but yeah. I might change it to something else later that isn't red, by the way. So, yeah. This thing is pretty simple to fly. It has... I actually did increase the amount of lift that comes from the tail just because things weren't really functioning how they should have been. But yeah, so yeah, you have, of course, the tail control, so yeah, we have that. Then we have, of course, the roll, so... Those had to be slowed down, otherwise the flaps for the roll had to be slowed down, otherwise it would be way too unstable in the air. X actually does, it has one of the propellers and one of the space thrusters inside going instead of all of them, because I think there's only, sorry for the pause, I had to clear my throat, but yeah, this thing actually doesn't need all of its thrusters to fly. It only really needs one of the space thrusters and the propeller to fly. That's it. Otherwise, as you can see here, we are gaining altitude, and we are not stalling. Well, not stalling as much, I should say. So yeah, we'll probably middle out at some point, but... Yeah, you don't necessarily need all the thrusters in order to keep this thing flying. This is without me holding down R2 to like do full power, by the way. This is just what X does. It keeps it at a nice slow speed. Then let me just... This is full power, which this thing actually does have a stall. This does stall out if you... Yeah, like that. If you bring it up too much. Which, I mean, for World War I planes, I don't think you have much horsepower at all. I think World War... What? Did they say World War II? World War I. I think World War I planes only had, I want to say like around 300 or... It had to have been under 600 horsepower, right? That's what I feel. I feel like it was like under 600, maybe like 330 or 150. I don't think the engines for these planes were all very powerful, which obviously because aircraft were pretty new at the time, especially ones designed for shooting down enemy planes and reconnaissance. Which, yeah. Don't crash. Okay, we're fine. It's cool. It's fine. I think I might build an Albatross D5 at some point. which, if you don't know, the Albatross D5 was actually the original Red Baron aircraft. He didn't always fly the Fokker triplane, so yeah, in case you didn't know that. So the Albatross D5 was actually the original. He only switched to, I believe he only switched to the Fokker D3, or no, the Fokker DR1. I'm thinking of something else. He only switched to the DR1 in his final flight. So, yeah, just a little bit of information. Then again, you could also fact check me and berate me for being wrong in the comments. And I'll probably reply being like, oh, maybe. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, this plane is it's quite. I didn't want to do I don't want to do a combat video in this one. I kind of just want to show it off and do a like combat for something else, because I have actually shot down planes on the Pioneers map with this thing without any auto aim. It's not as difficult as you think. Those planes fly in very predictable, like, straight patterns. It's quite easy to shoot them down without aim assist. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this episode. This has been my Pfalz D7. Wait, D7? What? 7? I'm thinking of the Fokker D7 now, and that's a completely different plane. That's the one from the War Thunder World War I event. I don't remember I don't remember what that was called. Though yeah, I think in the next episode I'm gonna show off a KV-1, or I might build a KV-1 for a video. So yeah, keep an eye out for new videos, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one where I might have a KV-1 or another World War I plane. We'll see. Sorry. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.